Picture your bed tonight. The soft mattress. The pillow you punch into shape. The warm blanket you fight your family for. Now imagine taking it all away. Every last piece of it. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, not one single human being had any of it. No mattress. No pillow. No fram. They slept on the naked, hard, cold ground. Just dirt, stone, and whatever their body could find. And here is the part that should keep you up tonight. Those people on that hard ground may have slept better than you do. Deeper, safer, with fewer aches in the morning. So today's question is stranger than it sounds. Why did ancient humans sleep on the bare ground for almost all of history? Were they suffering? Were they too primitive to build a bed? Or did they know something about sleep that we have completely forgotten? To find out, we need a 200,000-year-old bed, a clever trick with ash, a tribe that still refuses mattresses today, and a surprising truth about your own aching back. Let's open the file. First, let's kill the obvious assumption. When you picture a caveman sleeping, you probably imagine a poor, hairy figure shivering on cold stone, dreaming of a mattress he could never invent. It is a nice story. It is also completely wrong. Because ancient humans did not just flop onto the floor. They engineered their sleep. In 2020, archaeologists digging in Border Cave in South Africa found something astonishing. The oldest bed ever discovered. Neat bundles of grass, gathered by hand and laid down as bedding. And its age stopped the researchers cold. At least 200,000 years old. That is older than our species has looked the way we do now. So no, they did not sleep on cold stone because they had no choice. They built themselves grass mattresses hundreds of thousands of years before the first pyramid, the first city, the first written word. And these beds were not lazy piles of weeds. They were clever. Because hidden inside that ancient bed was a genius trick. When the archaeologists dug below the grass, they found a thin, deliberate layer of ash. Gray, powdery ash spread carefully underneath the bedding. And it was there for a reason. Ash is a natural insect repellent. Crawling, biting bugs, ticks and fleas and lice cannot move easily through fine powder. It clogs their little legs and dries them out. So a bed of soft grass, laid over a bed of ash, was a two-layer defense system. And they went further. They mixed in aromatic leaves, plants like camphor, whose sharp smell drives insects away. Think about that. A soft, clean, bug-repelling, sweet-smelling bed, engineered by the people we still call cavemen. That is not primitive. That is product design. And this was not a one-off. In another South African cave, called Sibudu, researchers found layer after layer of bedding, stacked up across thousands of years. The same grass beds, the same aromatic leaves, the same insect-fighting instinct, repeated by generation after generation. And they kept their beds fresh in the smartest way possible. When the old bedding got dirty or full of pests, they did not just throw it out. They set it on fire, burned it down to clean ash, and laid a fresh bed of grass right on top. A self-cleaning mattress 200,000 years ago. But comfort is only half the story. Here comes the twist that should make you look at your own bed differently tonight. Because even with no grass at all, sleeping on a firm, flat surface may be genuinely good for the human body. Your spine did not evolve on a memory foam mattress. It evolved over millions of years to rest on the ground. A very soft mattress lets your heavy hips and shoulders sink down, bending your spine into a curve all night long. A firm surface keeps everything aligned. This is exactly why doctors so often give the same advice to people with back pain. Try a firmer bed. Sometimes try the floor. We are in a strange way being told to sleep a little more like our ancestors did. And modern hunter-gatherers prove the point in real time. Groups like the Hadza of Tanzania and the San of Southern Africa still sleep on firm ground or thin mats, very often with no pillow at all. And when researchers study these communities, they find something we struggle to explain. Remarkably little of the chronic back and neck pain that fills our clinics and our pharmacies. No pillow, hard ground, and fewer bad backs. There is one more forgotten piece of the ancient bedroom: the fire. A fire beside your sleeping spot was not just for warmth. It did 3 jobs at once, and every one of them helped you sleep. First, it kept you warm through the cold night. Second, its light and crackle scared away the predators lurking in the dark, the big cats and the hyenas that hunted while you slept. And third, its smoke drove off the clouds of mosquitoes. A heater, a guard, and a bug spray, all from one fire burning a few feet from your head. Your bedroom tonight cannot do even one of those things. And because our ancestors slept in groups, they had one more advantage we have thrown away. They took turns. At any hour of the night, someone was usually half awake, feeding the fire, listening to the dark. Safety in numbers meant that everyone else could let go completely and sink into the deep, unbroken sleep that your brain and body desperately need. Try getting that kind of security from a mattress and a locked door. So put the whole picture together. Why did ancient humans sleep on the ground? Not because they were poor, not because they were primitive, not because they were suffering. They slept on engineered grass beds, over insect-proof ash, scented with bug-repelling leaves, beside a protective fire, guarded by their group, on the firm surface their spine was actually built for. It was, in its own way, the perfect sleep system. The real question was never why they slept on the ground. The real question is why we spend thousands on soft beds, in silent, dark bedrooms, and still wake up tired, sore, and staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning. Think about the strangeness of it. We have built an entire industry around sleep. Mattresses that cost more than a car. Weighted blankets. Slay-up EPs. White noise machines that play the sound of rain and crackling fire. We're paying money to recreate, badly, the exact night our ancestors got for free. We spend fortunes trying to feel warm, safe, and surrounded, the 3 things a simple fire and a sleeping group gave our ancestors automatically. We did not out-engineer the ancient bedroom. We just made it lonelier and started charging admission. Maybe the cavemen were not the ones doing it wrong. So tonight, when you sink into your mattress, remember this. Your body still carries 200,000 years of instructions for sleeping on the ground. Some quiet part of you is still listening for the crackle of the fire, still reaching for the grass and the ash, still waiting for the rest of the group to lie down beside you in the dark. And if you still think a soft pillow is a basic human need, look at what came next. When the Egyptians finally did invent a pillow, thousands of years later, it was not soft at all. It was a curved block of hardwood, raised on a little stand. A headrest, not a cushion. They kept their necks lifted, their spines straight, and the crawling insects off the floor away from their faces. Even our idea of a pillow started as a firm, practical tool, not a fluffy cloud. The soft pillow is a very, very recent invention. And it is not just the ancient past. Half the world still does it. In Japan, millions of people sleep every night on a thin futon, rolled out directly onto a firm floor. In Korea, on heated stone floors. Firm sleeping is not primitive at all. For much of humanity, it never stopped. Even your own body remembers. Watch a baby fall asleep, not on a soft, sinking surface, but held firmly or laid on a flat, solid mat. The firmness is not a punishment. Some deep, ancient part of the brain reads it as safe. Tomorrow's file is even stranger. Ancient humans did not greet each other with a handshake or a wave or a nod. They greeted each other by leaning in close and smelling you. Why did ancient humans greet by smell? Subscribe and find out tomorrow.